Say that again, bro.
What's your recruiting board looking like?
We got one 4 star, but the grind. Couple guys locked me out. It's cool. We gonna be alright. Gotta win. Winning
Yeah.
cures all.
hmm
Once we win and we get to where it needs to be, it's a
I'm
marathon.
I'm
This
going
this
I'm going live.
yeah. Uh, ooh, come on, bounce that.
School buffs.
Hey. We back at it again, man. Right away, week 10. We back in the building, man. As you come in, if you are in the league, please type your name in the comment section and let us know what team you representing and how you feeling about homecoming league through the first 10 weeks of football. We are at mid-season mayhem right now. It's going to be a lot to talk about. And a quick,
Hogs.
hey, Hogs, what's going on? It's going to be a lot to talk about in such a quick environment. Yesterday, we went over the recruiting pool. We're not going to dig super deep into that, but what I will do is I will round off the top classes right now. Now you're looking at Ohio State with 26 total players with verbal commits, 5 5 stars, 21 4 stars. They are going crazy when it comes down to bringing in high school talent in the 2026 class. Alabama is dominating when it comes down to 5 stars. This might be the most 5 stars since 2022. Texas A&M, when they put that bounty out and got all that oil bread and decided to go ahead and do some shit that the college world wasn't ready for, which is pay motherfuckers. Jimbo Fisher was tearing shit up. 11 5 stars, 1 4 star. Clemson is third right now with 14 total. 1 5 star, 13 4 stars. Arizona State, most people think a sleeper team, but they are in a great situation. They can recruit in the California area, the West Coast. They also have parts of Texas they can go after as well. They're doing a really good job right now, especially winning football right now. They're ranked number 3 in the nation. 13 total players brought in. They got 10 4 stars and 3 3 stars brought in. At 5 right now, Oklahoma has came back in the mix after losing back-to-back games. They jump back up to number 7. They are number 5 in the recruiting atmosphere right now with 11 total brought in, all 4 stars. How about Auburn? Ranked 21 in the nation, number 6 in recruiting, 9 players brought in, 3 5 stars, 6 4 stars, and Auburn is doing Auburn things right now. Baylor, a team that we waiting for somebody to come in and take. They got 12 total brought in. They are dominating in the state of Texas as well. 6 4 stars, 6 3 stars. The funny thing is Baylor is dominating Texas, the Texas market, and they're beating teams such as the big bullies, the Texas A&Ms and the Texas of the world. Even Texas Tech with that oil money, 45 billion dollar man who's invested in that program, bringing in players on every sport, right, from female sports to male sports. He is spinning that billion-dollar oil company he got. Michigan State rounds off top 8, 11 total brought in, 6 4 stars, 5 3 stars. USC out there in California is tearing California up. They got 5 star in the building, 9 total verbal commits, and 8 4 stars they brought in right now with 163 points right now. Washington, number 11 in the nation, number 10 in recruiting, 8 4 stars and 1 5 star. We do have a new coach taking over this Washington football team, and I think that's going to be a good thing for the Big 10. At 11, Florida Gators. 8 total players brought in, 1 5-star, 7 4-stars. At 12, Colorado, Coach Prime back in the building. Once Coach Prime announced that he was returning to coach the Colorado Buffaloes, things started to look up a little bit. 8 total players verbally committed, 1 5-star, 7 4-stars. Kansas State is 13. Nebraska is 14 at 8 total, 7 4-stars and 1
Dan, what is
3-star.
Texas doing?
Duke at 15, Notre Dame at 16, Georgia at 17,
Is
and
he
around
not
off our top
recruiting?
20, Texas is at 18 right now in recruiting. Arkansas at 19, they getting it done with 5
Ohio
4-stars and 3 2-stars. Arkansas know what the hell they doing. They know that cap breaking can go get them some 2-stars in the building to turn them into monsters later on in their career. How about North Carolina, Belichick and Coach Falk with 6 total brought in, all 4-stars, sitting at number 20. And that's your top 20 in your recruiting when it comes down to the teams in the league. Now, let's get to the get-tos right now, man. Anytime you get to week 10, the mid-season, you get to conversations about who's doing what, when, where, and how. Before we get into what teams or what players is doing what, let's go see why they're doing what they're doing right now. So we're going to go season stats first. And we're going to jump into national rankings at every position. We're going to go top 10 players at each position. Let's talk about quarterbacks right now. Caden Salter, the senior transfer from Liberty, is now Colorado starting quarterback, and he's leading the nation passing yards right now. He's number 1 when it comes down to yards passing. Sam Levitt, the Big 12, looking good right now. They got some guys standing tall right now. 91 overall, sophomore too. Levitt took his team to the playoffs last year and took Texas to the wire in the second round of the playoffs. And his big hopes and big high expectations on his football team. Malik Brown is playing really well at running back. They, when they lost their big back Scatterboo, that was the question. They brought in Navy's running back from the academy, who's a dog as well. But it seemed like Malik Brown is taking over that room as a dual threat coming out of that backfield. How about Julian Sand? Everybody wanted to know. This is the thing about Ohio State, Falky, and I'll get your opinion with this. They're built so well, they don't have to have a dog-ass quarterback, right? I think it's a luxury if they get a quarterback like such as 5-star Julian Sand. I think if he comes in and he has a great year, Ohio State should be one of the favorites to win a national title. But Ohio State is like the Saban Alabama teams. They're built every position, right, where they can get away with solid play at quarterback. They don't have to, as long as the quarterback ain't hurting them, they're fine. But I think Julian Sand sitting here at 3rd right now in the passing yards is telling you a different story about this Ohio State team. I think they are a better football team with a better quarterback. Last year they won it all with a quarterback that was solid, and he is now on the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I don't think he was this type of quarterback, the 5-star that's a slinger, right? I ain't going to call him a gunslinger. I'm just going to call him a slinger, a pocket passer that can distribute the ball to the weapons that he has all around him right now, and he's number 3 on this list, fighting his team back into top-tier conversations. And they got him for a couple of years. He should be a redshirt sophomore. I mean, redshirt freshman, not a sophomore, but, the game lazy, so shit happens. How about Johnny Minter for Oklahoma? Moves his way back up to number 4 in passing yards right now, balling out for Oklahoma. They went through a tough stretch of losing 2 games, but now they back in the building after taking out Tennessee. Now they looking to get Johnny Minter back into everything. Heisman race, all the conversations, right? NIL was good to Oklahoma, turned that 5-win team around and got them playing really high football right now, and they feel like they got the quarterback to get things done. All right. DJ Lagway, number 6 quarterback, number 5 quarterback on the list. DJ Lagway, 3,183 yards passing right now. DJ Lagway has this Florida Gators team looking like they can be a contender and not a pretender, right? He's looking like he is the glue. Like DJ Lagway is the reason why Florida is doing a good job at recruiting. Guys want to come play with quarterbacks. Simple as that. If you got a dog quarterback, the young players is going to want to come play with them so they can grow and develop with a guy that they know that can get the football to them to put them in situations to get to where they're trying to go. CJ Carr, again, Notre Dame's one of them teams that's built all the way around that the quarterback just has to be solid. He doesn't have to be great. But I think CJ Carr, as a true freshman, is saying to the world, Don't play with me. He should be a redshirt freshman, to be honest with you. He was on the football team last year when they went to the national title game against Ohio State. So he should be a redshirt freshman right now, but it's cool that the game didn't do that because now he got him for 4 years. He can pretty much do what he wants with him. He also threw for 3,126 yards right now, and he has Notre Dame in contention to get right back to a playoff and play in the national title again. My sleeper, who I thought would be a really good quarterback, this was the best quarterback of 2024, the number one quarterback in 2024 out of Buford, Georgia. You know, he not transferred from like 12 high schools, but he landed on Buford. His brother's playing at Buford as well. His brother is committed to this Nebraska football team. Dakota Raiola is also taking his talent to Nebraska. But Dylan Raiola, man, 5-star quarterback, a dog, right? And I think Nebraska can continue to build around him. They can keep their receivers in the building. This Nebraska team is scary. I love this pickup. This is one of them sleeper teams that most guys will stay away from and not realize that they got 130 sitting in the fans coming to every game and nothing to do out there in them cornfields but cheer for your Nebraska football team. They got a dog at quarterback, and who was a true freshman last year that did really good things for this program. And I think they're going to better build around him. And again, you got a dog at quarterback, the receivers are going to come. SMU was a playoff team last year, and Kevin Jennings was the reason why. He's still sitting on this list. He also threw for 3,000 yards. And then true freshman Keelan Russell gets to start over there for Coach Rand and DeBoer. And he not only gets to start, 53 completion percentage, 2,951 yards passing right now, 33 touchdowns. He's playing at a high level. And the sleeper, the senior, is stepping up right now. And Taylor Green, he had a rough start early on his career, but he's coming up, early in his senior season, but he's coming back and he's making a wave right now, winning some big games and looking like he's ready to show the reason why the hype was there and why that coach was really during media day talking in high praise about their quarterback because they know what type of guy this kid can be. And I think they're starting to get that out of him right now with 2,868 yards passing. Arch Manning is back in the building, 28-22, 24 touchdowns, only 7 picks. Arch Manning's a pro. It's all about does Arch stay or does Arch go? It's that simple. All right, when it comes down to touchdown passes, Case Salter with 45 touchdown passes, Julian Sands second with 36. And here's a newcomer. Bill Belichick walked him out during a North Carolina basketball game. He walked 2 blue chip freshman quarterbacks out that signed with him from the 2025 class. And Arturi Newkirk found a way to start after they started off with Gio Lopez. The only reason why you're seeing Newkirk not high-end passing yards right now because he's a gunslinger. He slings that thing around. Even though he has the pure runner archetype, this kid is a gunslinger, and he's being coached by a quarterback guru and Coach Falk, and got this guy playing at a high level. But he didn't start the first 3 to 4 games. Now he's the starter, and he's sitting with 2,736 yards, 34 touchdowns, third in the country with touchdown passes and only 7 INTs. C.J. Carr, 33 touchdowns, 12 and a half. He's tied with Dylan Raiola with 33. 10 picks, 11 picks, Raiola and Carr, double-digit interceptions right now. Keelan Russell, 33 touchdowns, 13.8 TD percentage, but 20 interceptions on the year. The young freshman is turning the ball over at a high clip, but I think when you got a team built the way they are built, Alabama is built to play winning football without a dog quarterback, and I think they're getting away with his mistakes right now because they're just better than most teams they're playing right now. I do think, though, for Keelan Russell to take this team to where they're trying to go this year, he's going to have to turn down them interceptions and bring up that completion percentage from 53 to at least 60. Sam Levitt, 32 touchdowns, tied with Johnny Mantier, 35-91, 32 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Mantier with 3,300 and 32 touchdowns and 8 interceptions, along with DJ Lagway, 3,183, 12 interceptions, but 29 touchdowns. Mendoza for Indiana holding it down with 29 touchdowns, only 4 picks. Cade Klubnik in the building, 70%, 2,400, 2 yards, 28 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Let's get to the run game. Actually, let's not. Let's go to the ACC. The top quarterback in the ACC is Arturi Newkirk, the true freshman. He's dominating in the ACC. Klubnik, Holstein, Jennings, Morrison, and Jelly rounds off your top 5. In the Big 12, you're looking at K. Salt, Levitt, Robinson, Sawyer Robinson for Baylor, Connor Wegman for Houston, Ben Morton for Texas Tech, and Rocco Beck and Devin Dampier holding it down in the top quarterback situation. Big 10, same. Raiola, Mendoza. How about Damon Williams Jr.? I think now that they got a user, you're going to see a little bit more out of this kid. Drake Lindsey from Minnesota. Nico Amaliva, my boy Nico, still down. I believe you. He left Tennessee and he's not feeling like he made a mistake there. 22 touchdowns, 1650. Do got to bring those interceptions down along with Drew Aller and Luke Altmaier. In the SEC, your best quarterback is now Keelan Russell, Mantier, Lagway, Chapin from Mississippi State, Arch Manning, and Diego Piava, along with Taylor Green and Austin Simmons. All right, let's get back to national. Talk about the run game. The Big 12, Tyree Walker is leading the nation with rushing yards right now with 1246. You have Navy, who's undefeated right now. Alex Tessa, their running back, transferred to Arizona State, and they still got a fullback doing fullback things in that triple option. How about Quintravion Wisner for Texas? He's sitting there at third with 1123. Isaac Brown, the do-it-all running back out of Louisville. Louisville is simply ranked where they're ranked at right now because of this running back. He is a monster, and he's a true sophomore. He'll be around next year, right? He's not going to the NFL. He's not eligible for the draft yet. So he'll come back next year and make this team even more dynamic, sitting in their backfield as a sophomore with a 94 overall and one of the fastest running backs in the nation. We don't have a lot of 1,000-yard backs right now. I wonder why is that, right? We don't have a lot of 1,000-yard backs right now. The run game ain't as easy as it was in 25. You got to get it in blood. You want to get it right now, right? But Isaac Brown is fourth on this list, along with Mr. Richard Young for Alabama, the blue chip 2023 back. He's one of the top running backs, not only in Florida, but in high school in 2023. At 5'11", 212 pounds, the East-West playmaker, he is doing a big-time averaging 131 yards a game, 13 rushing touchdowns. He does have 1,048 average of 7.3 yards a carry. Only second to right now Isaac Brown with 7.8 going on right now. How about your boy from Coach Frank, running back Yasir Willis is holding it down from out of New Jersey with 1,000 yards. That Jersey product stand up, right? Sitting out here doing his damn thing. Do your damn thing, cuz. Do your damn thing. Yeah, do your damn thing, cuz. Do your damn thing. All right. That's your last 1,000-yard back, Yasin Willis. And now we're going to take a look at the leading touchdown backs right now. Who's scoring the most touchdowns? You got Quintravion Wisner from Texas with 18 touchdowns. Him and Isaac Brown tied with 18. How about Raleek Brown? He got 777 yards rushing, averaging 6.2 with 17 touchdowns as well. 9 runs over 20 yards. Richard Young with 13. Not a lot of user backs up here with a lot of rushing touchdowns. But as you go through the nation and you just go through the conference right now, we're looking at the ACC with 2,000-yard backs and double-digit touchdown guys, 4 of them actually. The Big 12, 1,000-yard back, 1 on their way. Bryce Washington for Baylor. And you got Carson Hansen, 831 yards. When it comes down to touchdowns, though, you're looking at Raleek Brown with 17. L.J. Martin, BYU, Trackhawk, DeKalon Teller with 11. Bryce Washington and Carson Hansen, along with Kate Salter out the backfield as a quarterback with 10 rushing touchdowns on the year right now. The Big 10 yards right now looks like Jonah Coleman, the 5'9", 228 elusive bruiser from Washington with 946 yards rushing. Darius Teller, you got Makai Hughes, Oregon, Roman Hemby, Indiana, Aiden Lockery, And then you got C.J. Campbell Jr. from out of Rutgers. Touchdowns right now, 12 for James Peoples. You're looking at Jonah Coleman with 12. Nick Singleton with 11 rushing touchdowns. Thanks, babe. Appreciate you. Nick Singleton with 11 rushing touchdowns, along with the kid that said no to Colorado, Javion Thomas. Said he didn't know if Deion was going to be coaching this year or not. And if he would play for Colorado, it would be because he wants to come play for Coach Prime. Well, now you know Prime is back. Should have been patient. But you over there in UCLA doing your thing. He's a Cali person, Oakland, California, and you know he think and I don't even think his favorite player, and he came from the same high school as Marshawn Lynch, so make it make sense. I ain't mad at it. Should have went to Cal, but he did go to Cal, transferred from Cal, and ended up at UCLA. Let's take our talents to the SEC. And we got 2,000-yard backs, and a couple of them is on their way. Star Thomas transferred into Tennessee and took carries away from one of the star running backs in Tennessee. But Wisner with 11.23, Young with 10.48, Star with 9.65. You got Cedric Alexander from Vanderbilt with 9.35, along with Ahmad Hardy, the transfer from the group of five, comes up to Missouri and has 9.24. A whole bunch of double-digit rushers in here with touchdowns in the SEC, so you know they get it done over here. 18 for Wisner, Young with 13, Thomas with 12. How about Le'Veon Moss, 11? How about Nate Frazier for Georgia with 11, and Ahmad Hardy with 10? Receiving nationally right now, who got the most catches in the country? Draylon Miller with 70 catches right now. How about the freshman Nathan Leacock, 67 catches? Draylon was a true freshman last year. He's now a sophomore and a leader of this Colorado football team receiver room. Not only a leader in stats, a leader on the field too, right? You need guys to step up and show leadership. How about the young 19-year-old Draylon Miller doing his thing, not only on the field, but he's definitely leading this Colorado football team. All right, we got a few thousand-yard receivers right away. Jeremiah Smith and that Ohio State Buckeyes receiver room, 1485. Draylon Miller with 1131. How about Jordan Tyson, Arizona State, 1128. And Jaron Hamilton, two back-to-back receivers for Arizona State. I'll tell you, they got one of the best quarterbacks in the country. He's flinging that thing around. The two dogs got a freshman out here with 1,000 yards already, and then the freshman from North Carolina, Coach Fox, wide receiver, 1,112 yards. 1,102 yards. Aiden Mizell, Florida, 1060, and Harrison Wallace III with 1029 for Ole Miss. 956 for Mbakwe. Look at the touchdowns. We're going to go like 16 for Draylon Miller. Leacock was 14. Jeremiah Smith with 13. Amari Evans, Washington with 11. Hamilton with 11. Mbakwe with 11. Finn Hogan, Bowling Green, and Jeremiah Love. Not only is he getting it done as a running back, but he also got 784 yards receiving, averaging 20.6 yards a play with 11 touchdowns as a receiver. Ryan Williams, the cover boy, with 680 yards, 10 touchdowns as well. You're looking at Wallace again, 10 touchdowns. Tyler Morris for Indiana, 10. Elijah Thomas, Oklahoma, with 10. Anthony Eager, and then you're looking at Jackson Harris, rounds off your double-digit receivers. All right, fellas, let's get to what's important right now. We're going to the CFP top 25 right now, man. These are the playoff bracket is out. That means the voters are voting the rest of the season. We are at the midway point of year one and homecoming. And it is looking like it's supposed to look. Let's see what it says right here. Texas are 9-0 right now. Last game they played Vanderbilt, beat them 49-38, and they're on the bye this week. They are the number one team in the nation. Alabama rounds off the number 2 spot, 8-0. Bye week last week. They do play number 12 LSU in the game of the week this week. This is going to be a big game, man. Can LSU get back in the winning column after losing 20-10 in their ball game last week? The SEC, man, those guys are beating up on each other, man. Only 2 teams unblemished right now, and that's Texas and Alabama. And they're the number 1 and 2 teams in the nation. Did anybody see it coming? I did. I saw Arizona State doing exactly what they're doing right now. They are the number 3 team in the nation, 9-0, representing the Big 12. They beat number 12 ranked at the time, Iowa State, dropping them to 24, 63-17. And they're led by their young superstar quarterback, getting it done with 2,000-yard receivers. If there's a football team that you think is playing higher than their expectations, it's the North Carolina Tar Heels. But then when you think about who coaches them, Mr. Belichick in the building, and one of the best offensive coordinators in the league, Coach Falk. So they sit at number 4 right now, and they beat Syracuse 56-24. They are playing Stanford to continue their run right now. Only undefeated team in the ACC. And the last undefeated team that's a Power 4 team. Two teams that nobody probably expected to be in the top 10 are in the top 10. Louisville sitting at number 5 right now. They were ranked 5 last week, stayed at 5. Beat Virginia Tech 56-35. They do have California this week. Clemson worked their way right back up into the top 10. Number 6 team in the nation, 7-1. 45-20 over Duke, but they got number 18 ranked Florida State. And Florida State travels to Clemson in a big rival game to see what happens there. How about Oklahoma moves themselves back out of that 2-game losing streak and goes right back in the top 10 at number 7. They beat Tennessee 56-27. They are idle this week, while Ohio State won and beat Penn State 66-40, and they're at Purdue this week, sitting at number 8. They went up a ranking. They were last week. They were number 9. They went up to number 8, and they're sitting comfortable right now. How about Notre Dame? Without playing a game last week, they dropped in the rankings from 8 to 9. But they do play their rival game, undefeated Navy. That Navy offense is retarded. If you don't keep and play disciplined football, you can definitely get caught up playing that Navy football team. But we do think Notre Dame is too strong for that Navy football team, and we'll knock them out of their undefeated rankings right now. Number 10 on the list is Colorado. They're sitting at number 10. They were number 10 last week. They stay idle at number 10, but here you go. They travel into the mountain, take on the Mountaineers at West Virginia tonight. While Washington sitting at number 11, they were idle. They do have Wisconsin and LSU at 13. They move up to 12 after being idle, but they play number 2 Alabama in the game of the week. Man, I would like to have a conversation about this game. This is going to tell a lot right here. I think the way Alabama is attacking this year, they doing their thing in recruiting, but they also not chipping off the block, right? Every game that you think game of the week or a game that might be giving them a good game, they find a way to win it. Can they do it again against number 12 ranked LSU? Navy, the shipment, is taking their undefeated season, and they got to take on this Notre Dame team at Notre Dame. I don't know about if I like that game. I think they're going to get dog walked in that game. Florida is 14. They got Kentucky after beating Georgia 34-23. Nebraska 35-29 over USC. They are at UCLA. Big time game. They had to play both the California teams back to back. How about SMU 65-52 over Miami? They are at Boston College this week. They dropped from 15 to 16, but they are still in the mix. How about Oregon moved their way quietly back up to number 17, 5-3. They do take on 25 ranked Iowa at Iowa. They got to travel cross country take on that game. And then Florida State is at Clemson in a big rival game. We're going to see how that goes with number 18 ranked Florida State, 6-2, 24-16 over Wake Forest. They do take on number 6 Clemson. Texas A&M goes from 24-19. They beat TCU 49-21. They are at Missouri this week. Boise State 8-1, 38-30 over Fresno State. They're idle. Auburn gets back in the top 25. They're 21, beating Kentucky 40-7. They do have Vanderbilt at Vanderbilt, and so does Texas Tech. They go to 22, 5-3, 8-20 over Kansas State. They got BYU. Arkansas jumps in the top 25. They're 23 right now, 6-3, for 57-54 in a dog fight against this air raid of Mississippi State. Iowa State falls from 12-24, 6-3. They take on TCU at TCU, and Iowa ranked number 25. They take on number 17 Oregon. If the playoffs was to start today, your matchups will be 12 versus 5, Nebraska and Louisville. Number 9, Notre Dame versus number 8, Ohio State. How about number 11 ranked Navy versus Clemson at 6? Colorado number 10 versus number 7, Oklahoma. With North Carolina with the 4th seed in the quarterfinals, Texas with the 1st seed, Arizona State 3, Alabama 2. With a few more weeks of football left, things are likely to change. All right, before we get up out of here, we're going to talk about the awards list. I will not do the entire board. We'll just talk about who's in the race. Maxwell, this award is presented to the Player of the Year. Caden Salter, Raleek Brown, Isaac Brown, Jeremiah Love, John Mateer, Quintravion Wisner, Jeremiah Smith, Jordan Anthony, Draylon Miller, Richard Young. Hanging around off your next 2 is Nathan Leacock and Fernando Mendoza for Indiana. Walter Camp goes to this award is presented to the Player of the Year as well. Caden Salter, same guys. Not going to go through this list because it's the same damn names. We're looking at the Bear Bryant. How about the Cody Award right now, right? The users in the building. Bully Murray, T. Longhorn. As you slide down to Coach Falk, you're also going to Deion Sanders and Julio Jones at Alabama. Davey O'Brien Award. This goes to the best quarterback in the country. Caden Salter, John Mateer, Fernando Mendoza, Sam Levitt, Arch Manning, Jalen Raynor, Tucker Gleason, Sawyer Robinson, and then we start looking at Torrey Newkirk and DJ Lagway round off that list. All right, Chuck Bernard Award goes to the best defensive player in the country right now, and Robert Woodyard Jr., the Mike linebacker for Auburn, Anthony Hill Jr., Dante Lawson, Adon Schuler, the Notre Dame product, Leona Leafo, Texas. You're looking at Bray Herbert, Alabama, Tafiq Bayard, Colorado, Andrew Simpson, North Carolina, Hakeem Teller, the true freshman, Mike linebacker, Alabama, Carter Stottmeyer, Samuel Kalola, and Martavius French. This award is presented to the Defensive Player of the Year. That list stays the same, so I will not read the names again. But the Jim Thorpe Award goes to the best defensive back in the country right now. Adon Schuler, Notre Dame, Bray Herbert, Alabama, Tafiq Bayard, Carter Stottmeyer, both Colorado, Eli Bowen, Oklahoma, Javion Robinson, Arizona State, Ethan O'Connor, Miami, Malik Hartford, Ohio State, Edwin Joseph, Florida State, Devin Moore, Florida, Michael Taffy, Texas, and Robert Spears Jennings, Oklahoma. Doak Walker Award. This goes to the running back of the award. Isaac Brown, Jeremiah Smith, Quintravion Wisner, Raleek Brown, Richard Young, James Peoples. Looking at Jonah Coleman, Damon June, North Carolina, Nicholas Singleton, Penn State, Jeremiah Cobb, Auburn, Star Thomas, and Kaylon Teller for Colorado. Best Receiver Award goes to Jeremiah Smith, Draylon Miller, Nathan Leacock, your top 3. Jordan Anthony moves his way up to the top 4, and Jordan Thompson. 2 of the Jordans is in that top 5. Let's go. The Lombardi Award. This award is presented to the Defensive Lineman of the Year right now. Sammy Sachs is leading that race right now with Jasir Smith, North Carolina, Edric Houston, Ohio State, Wesley Williams, Duke, Mikhail Kamara, Indiana, At Kill Washington, SMU, Keaton Wade, Colorado, Dylan Stewart, South Carolina, Colin Simmons, Texans, Mateo Ugalele, Oregon, LT Overton, Alabama, and Derek Moore, Michigan. The Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award goes to the senior quarterback of the year, Caden Salter. I'm only going to read off the users. K. Covenant, Taylon Green are your three user coaches. Edge rusher of the year, Sammy Okalola, Nasir Smith. Same guys. We're not going to run this name down. They're all the same guys. Outland, best. This award goes to the best interior lineman. Only user up here, Jake Slaughter. Texas Tech's Armaj Reed Adams and Emmanuel Pregnon, Oregon. John Mackey, this award goes to the best tight end. Mac Markway, Nebraska. Amari Nyblack, Texas A&M. How about Max Clare, Ohio State? Terrence Carter, Texas Tech. Jacob Stewart, Louisville. Jack Peterson, UCLA. Jack Endris, Texas. Eli Rardon, Notre Dame. Michael Smith, tight end, South Carolina. And you come down to Kenyon Sadiq for Oregon. What coaches is coaching right now? Hey. The DC for Arizona State stepping up along with his offensive coordinator as well. This award goes to the best linebacker in the nation. Honestly, it seemed like this award changed because guys playing some games and they stepping right now. You're starting to see Woodard for Auburn. Anthony Hill looking like he want to win it again. Dante Lawson for Alabama. You also got Texas's other linebacker here, Will. Andrew Simpson for North Carolina. You're looking at Hakeem Teller, true freshman Mike, Alabama. Martavius French Toast out there doing his thing. Drake Bowen, Notre Dame. Stephen Thomas, Florida State. You're looking at Kip Lewis, Oklahoma. Sony Styles, Ohio State. And Arion Carter, Tennessee. This award is presented to the center of the year, Jake Slaughter, Florida State, Luke Patumbon, and Oregon's is that Ipani Lealofu. Luke Gross, the kicker, that's Jake Winberg, Florida State, and Auburn's Alec McPherson. Ray Guy, nobody's on this list, we don't care about that. And the return award goes to Raleek Brown, Arizona State. Makai Hudson, the 5-star for Texas Tech. Tank Hawkins, Florida Speed Demon, sophomore. Jackson Lavender for SMU. Jalen Hill, Alabama. Cam Michael, I think I can. Jordan Anthony, one of the fastest players in the world. 23, ranked Arkansas. KD. All right, we're looking at Ryan Nyblack. Michigan's Amarion Stewart. And your Sean Alexander Award, Freshman of the Year. How about Nathan Leacock, North Carolina? Jaron Hamilton, Arizona State. Torrey Newkirk, North Carolina. Elijah Thomas, Oklahoma. Derek McFall, SMU. Makai Hudson, Texas Tech. Alabama's Keelan Russell. Notre Dame, C.J. Carr. How about Gideon Davis, the running back for Clemson? DeMarcus Davis, Hawaii. And Decorian Moore, Oregon, along with Jason Robinson Jr. at North Carolina State, with 3 freshmen up here holding it down, man. That's your awards race. That's your show. That's the quickness of what we doing right now. Come check out what's going on in the league as we do shows and knock things down. But the league is going off right now. The mid-season madness right now. We do got some big games. I think the game of the week is LSU, Alabama, as we are trying to find out who is going to be in the 2025 playoffs come playoff time. With that being said, we're out of here.